Ich bin ein Berliner, which means I was actually born here in Berlin in August 1968 when a young Kiwi couple, Janine and Kim Newcombe, arrived here chasing my dad's dream, which was speed and motorcycles. My dad developed from an outboard engine a 500cc Grand Prix motorcycle, which not only was it an outboard engine, but he actually built it into a bike which was in the premier Grand Prix class.
Thanks, Mr. Newcombe.
Zwei Zylinder sind nach vorne gerichtet und zwei Zylinder nach hinten zum Getriebe.
When they moved over here in 1968, on the way through in Hong Kong, Mum bought an 8mm camera and she took a huge amount of footage of this 5-year period here in Europe. We used to sit down and watch each reel. Boop, 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 boop. I'm there and just loving spending time with my dad. When I was 3 years of age, I got my first motorcycle, and there we are riding around the pits on the motorbike. I'm saying schneller, schneller, which means go faster, faster. It was special times to spend with my dad there and my mum. Yeah, so seeing that footage is just terrific because I think, wow, what a fantastic time that would have been for me.
Dramatisch das Finale. Newcombe geht vor der Tribüne an Smetana vorbei.
Went from an outboard engine to actually becoming the first ever German motorcycle to win a 500cc Grand Prix and to lead the World Championship. And it is, from what I'm aware, the only German motorcycle to have achieved that. My dad also became the first ever Kiwi to win a 500cc Grand Prix. For me, coming back here, it's like a home away from home, coming back to where I spent the first 4.5 years of my life. It's been an emotional time to be able to meet up with good friends of my mother and father over here.
Oh, there's Kim there. It was really faster than the MVs.
Be able to speak with people who actually were involved. Inspiring to see how much he really was driven to achieve this end result. Beautiful. They often use a word, beautiful. It is a beautiful machine. Because if you look at the design, the bike really does look terrific. For the time it was made in that early 70s, I would say it's probably the best looking motorcycle. And in the way it's designed, the frame, the low centre of gravity, just the way it was able to take an outboard engine into a Grand Prix winning motorcycle in such a short time frame with a very limited budget. It was a fantastic story, still very much alive. My father died 33 years ago, and you can still see it in people's eyes and the way they're passionate still about the motorcycle, the story about my father. To be able to see that still alive so many years later is just incredible. We love in New Zealand, the underdog coming through, battling against the odds and coming through and winning. Kiwi ingenuity at its best. And I tell you, this is a classic story of a New Zealander who was passionate about what he wanted to achieve. He was prepared to put his life on the line, really, going for his dream. Even though he was a legend to me and my mum, people in New Zealand weren't aware of who my father was, but any of my friends who I'd tell the story about what he had achieved were always blown away. And I always felt just so proud, even though I lost my father at such a young age, to know what he achieved in his life has been a constant inspiration for me to really get out there and live life to the fullest and really get out there and make it happen, because he was only 29 when he died. And I think, wow, in that short period that he had on this earth, man, he lived life to the max, and I really always look at that as constant inspiration for myself.